Hello, virtuous thought leaders, scholars, and virtue change agents. My name is Dr. Lisa Marie Portugal, and I am the Leadership Architect. I'd like to welcome you today to another talk that I have prepared for you and in service to you and your goals. This talk is a continuation of the talk before this on the leader-follower model. This one is called Transforming Workforce, Culture, and Climate, and it comes out of one of my many books called A Culture of Excellence, Virtuous Leadership Principles for Organizational Success, a Management System. And the cover slide is also the cover of the book, The Four Cardinal Virtues: Prudence, Justice, Fortitude, and Temperance. We cannot achieve greatness or magnanimity unless and until we master the virtues within ourselves. Reaching greatness or magnanimity is about virtue building within ourselves, our families, communities, and others. We cannot achieve magnanimity until fortitude, self-control, counsel, justice, prudence, understanding, respect for others, temperance, humility, charity, piety, and courage are present first within us. We cannot give to others what we do not possess ourselves. So understanding how to master ourselves and build virtue is the first, ongoing, and last step required for magnanimity. And mastering the virtues is a lifelong and ongoing process throughout our entire lives. When we fall, pick yourself up and start the practice of virtue building again, and do this throughout your life. Magnanimity is an ongoing process and a focus we should have throughout our lives. It is also a focus we should have for working with, mentoring, and coaching others to their greatness. We can build virtue within ourselves and help others in our sphere of influence to achieve greatness in their own lives by teaching the virtues and living the virtues in everything we do. I'd like to invite you today and every day to live virtuously. Okay, here is the table of contents about Dr. Portugal page: Transforming Workforce, Culture, and Climate, Organizational Culture and Leadership, Transforming Organizational Processes, Be Adaptable, Organizational Change Model, and then in conclusion, we will wrap up the leader-follower methodology. Here is my About page, and I added this graphic for you. I want to tell you that I honor you for developing your leader and manager skills of others. I think it's awesome. You're awesome. All right, let's move on. Here is another cool quote that I found for you. Thoughts lead on to purpose. Purpose leads on to actions. Actions form habits. Habits decide character, and character fixes our destiny. Isn't that fantastic? I just love it. So every little detail matters, and the small things that we do every day eventually works on our character and alters our destiny. So climate always plays a significant role in an organization's productivity. This area should not be ignored. For example, an organization's engagement, performance, and proficiency levels have direct effects on bottom line results. One area of consideration can involve repositioning the human resources role. This strategy can add considerable value to an organization's profits by improving metrics, for example, staffer motivation, retention, and productivity. And you, as a leader and manager of others, how are you going to use your skill set to improve motivation? Keep retention high. Keep the people that you need on staff and from leaving and going to your competition. How are you going to get others to produce for you and to want to produce at an excellent level? Another area for consideration involves improving the staffer's experience. The staffer's experience can be an indispensable and strategic necessity for many organizations because it can influence worker motivation, engagement, and related metrics. Next, developing a digital adoption objective can be a valuable strategy. Since digital transformation aids in advancing a continual adoption of new technologies, organizations can make digital adoption a high-level strategic emphasis. And if new media and technology is your skill set, that's fantastic. People like that can add to any team. I know I had to up my game to put these talks out for you and learn some new tricks. There's so much new media out there that we can find many ways to reach all ability levels and learning styles. Furthermore, another strategy can involve changing and evolving management functions to drive organizational transformations more effectively and efficiently. Advanced and sophisticated management departments can be an achievable objective. Finally, enhancing the workplace culture, such as pro-learning mindsets. I know that's important for me. Digital literacy and innovation can assist a workforce to remain productive, relevant, and modern. In summary, the climate, culture, morale, and efficiency of a workplace environment aids in boosting productivity. Now let's look at a graphic that relates to various aspects of organizational culture and leadership that should be considered when transforming workplace culture and climate. Now, as I go through each of these areas, keep in mind you should have your hands on every word in this graphic. And think of ways that you're going to communicate your leadership brand and style through all of these areas within the organization. Changing culture can involve areas such as values, branding, management, processes, performance, people, common language, standards, mission, vision, leadership, strategy, and goal setting. Now we're going to talk about transforming organizational processes, but let's look at this graphic I have for you. We first make our habits, and then our habits make us. Workflows, procedures, and processes are areas that can directly impact an organization's effectiveness and efficiency. Significant productivity gains can be made when digital technology enables new and innovative business models. To stay abreast of current and futuristic processes, organizations can develop the following strategies. First, be fast and efficient. Innovative services and products that get to market before competitors have an advantage over laggards or late adopters. Speed, quickness, and agility are competitive advantages in a globalized economy. So think of yourself in that leadership role. You need to have agility and be open to change. Next, I just said that, be open to change. Business functions, procedures, and processes must be prepared to evolve similarly to how organizational strategies must be adaptable. And I'm sure you are aware, as I am, I have worked in many places where change is the norm. So having that learning mindset is important because we are always having to change and adapt to new things that we have to learn, right? So be open to that. Be ready for it. Next, learn business approaches. Lean business approaches can resolve problems based upon user feedback and then work toward improvements in an incremental manner based upon data. Now, I can tell you in my workplace, I do that all the time. I listen to the user feedback after I've completed whatever task had to be done for that user, and whatever the feedback is, I listen to it, and then I make changes in the next process or flow that I'm working on, because I want to deliver a flawless and pristine product to that end user every time. So that feedback is very important to me. I want to give the user what they need and how they need it while keeping standards and my processes at a high level, at an excellence level, right? So how do we do that? We want to listen to what's going on out there, and we want to deliver how people need it. Okay, so be adaptable. Another strategic mindset is to be adaptable. Strategies and organizations should be able to adapt efficiently and quickly, and more so in a competitive, constantly changing marketplace environment. Finally, agile business processes focus on responsiveness, communication, and collaboration. These types of strategic priorities can provide a multitude of benefits from improved profit margins to cost savings. Finally, the 4 organizational areas we are discussing include digital transformation, strategic transformation, transforming workforce, culture, and climate, and transforming organizational processes can prove to be effective transformational tools when change is needed. I like to think about all of those areas. So in the transforming organizational processes, I'm always thinking, how can I streamline this process for the end user so that it's intuitive and easy for them to understand and grasp and easy for them to use so they don't tune out. Okay, let's move on. Oh, before we do, let's look at this other graphic here. I love this one as well. Habits form your character. So as I said before, every little detail that we do and engage in, it counts. It matters. Your character and personality is formed by every single action you take during the day. To improve your habits means that you, in fact, improve your character. And this is what I always say virtue building is about. Your entire identity is the result of all your habits together. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so let's take a look at this organizational change model graphic. And a proper organizational change model should include defining, assessing, designing, implementing, stabilizing, and evaluation components. As I go through each one of these sections, think about how you're going to give others the big picture vision of where you want to go and where you want to lead them and the help that you need from them, right? So I like to view myself as the big picture visionary, but of course we still need to get to the details. So we're going to go from number 1, big picture visionary, all the way to number 6, and the details in between. So you want to define the future state, outcomes, and result. Where do you want to go? I like to say that I want to look at what could be. I know a lot of people get stuck in what is, and people can get depressed when we look around in our nation and society and we see what is, but I want to focus on what could be. So let's create that together. Let's get people excited. Let's talk about our virtuous leadership brand, or the brand that you're going to lead with, and give them a new pathway. Number 2, assess current state and readiness. Who are your people? Who are you going to need? What is the state of affairs where we're at today? And decide where your readiness is and how you need to prepare your people to go where you need them to go. Number 3, design a change management plan. There's going to be a lot of bullet points in there, and your plan could be different from my plan, but you're going to have to develop a management plan to lead your people through. Number 4, implement and mentor the plan. Number 5, stabilize the change. Number 6, evaluate mid and long-term results. We can use program evaluation in that area. If you're interested in that, I do have another book that I wrote about program evaluation, and you can also do your own personal research on that to see how that works. All right, so in conclusion, isn't that graphic great? Like I said, I'm just honoring you and respecting you for kicking up your game as I am trying to kick up my game for you. You're awesome. I think it's so cool that you want to educate yourself on becoming a better leader. And let's see, you're awesome. I'll make sure they don't forget it. Isn't that little baby cute? Okay, so let's close out with this statement. Research indicates that where the leader-follower methodology is in place, staffers will have a stronger investment in their employment as well as the organization that employs them. So if you choose to use a leader-follower model, you will create brand benevolence for yourself as well as brand benevolence for the organization that you work for. A leader-follower approach can advance innovative and effective visions and plans to transform organizations. All changes to an organization's mode of operation should be initiated systematically and carefully with strong evidence and research-based support. Organizational change requires intentional and methodical leadership. This discussion explained the leader-follower situational framework with possible transformational strategies for organizational success. I want to thank you so much. God bless you. It was my honor and pleasure to serve you today. Goodbye.